everyone, welcome. I can see myself on the screen now. My name is Eithne, if you've not practiced with me before. Now obviously it's a little bit different considering I can't see you guys, so it's going to be me talking, giving you options, but obviously if you have options that take you a little bit further or perhaps are going to support you further, feel free to take any of those that you need to during this class today. So we're going to start standing up, please. Find your feet just over hip width apart, and then notice the relationship of your knees and your ankles. So kind of depending on your body, when I look down, I have basically thigh bones that kind of rotate a little bit in, therefore it looks like almost my knees are rolling inwards when I stand up. So what I'm going to do to kind of counteract that is lift up the inner arches of my feet and find the support through my ankles, therefore the knees face forwards. You might have knees that kind of are super hypermobile and press all the way backwards, therefore you're going to bend and soften your knees. Or if you have a tendency to stand out with external rotating hip bones, again, see if you can kind of find this neutral space of the legs. So we're definitely facing forwards this morning. Lift up the arches, make sure we're not rolling in or rolling out on the feet. And then relaxing your arms down, coming almost into your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Close down your eyes if you feel safe to do so. And just feel, just breathe. Just acknowledge where you are at this moment, not needing to change anything, but just noticing. Just getting comfortable with the stillness, with this standing and holding your own space. As I think that's probably the biggest change that we've had to find in our yoga practice in isolation, is that we can't feed off, we can't pick up on the energy of other people in our rooms. We need to hold that space for ourselves. So as you're standing here, maybe you feel a little bit tempted to open up the eyes and to have a little look around, or really pay attention to the video screen in front of you. But remember that you can listen and try and work things out for yourself before needing to look. So our yoga practice is about understanding, connecting to our physical, mental and breath state a little bit further. So if you're constantly reading off signals of someone else, we're picking up on that person. I want you to listen to you and to find out in your own body what works and what doesn't. I'm just here as a guide. Move for your body, move for your energy this morning. Draw your palms to touch at heart center, please. Keep your shoulders relaxing, your face and jaw just kind of in a neutral position. Deepening into your breath. Switching on your Ujjayi Pranayama, that inhale and exhale through the nose if it's in the practice. Bless me. Getting this deep sense of grounding through the feet. The three arches of the feet, the inside, outside, and the kind of from the big toe to the pinky toe. Taking that awareness up through your shins, your calves. A softening through the joints of the knees, that connection of the top half and lower half of the legs. Slight tuck under of the pelvis. So not collapsing into the lower back, but we're really supporting and start to switch on the bandhas. Your Mula Bandha pelvic floor. Uddiyana Bandha, that belly button drawing up towards the spine. Your Jalahandhara Bandha, your throat to lock, pressing your tongue to the roof of the mouth. Creating this Mahabandha, the great lock or seal of energy. Palms are touching at the heart center. We've got our Hasta Bandha. So everything is starting to switch on. We're starting to find these little connection points from the ground up towards the crown of the body. Take a big inhale. Big exhale, sigh. Blink your eyes open. Reach the hands high towards the ceiling, shifting the gaze up towards your thumbs. Exhale to hinge forward from the hips, melt forward, folding all the way down to the ground. Fingertips just releasing to the floor. Inhale, you'll halfway rise, bringing your hands to your shins, tailbone lengthening backwards, crown of the head forwards. Drawing your shoulder blades to touch at the back of the body, so we're switching on all of that support system for our posture this morning. Take a breath. Exhale, release. Palms flat, step back, right foot, left foot. High plank position, please. And you can take your time, you can move as quickly or slowly as you wish. We're going to hold our high plank, please. Draw the shoulders just over your wrists. And again, come back to your bandhas, come back to your breath. Maybe even just with this slight little bit of movement that has already been lost. And as we start to hold our plank, this is when we start to notice areas of perhaps physical weakness in the body. What starts to tremble first, or what starts to go? It may not even be physically, it may be mentally of, I wonder how long we're going to hold this plank for. That's a great thing. You don't know what's coming next. So there's no need to try to preempt what you think might happen in class today. We hear these terms yoga or vinyasa and we think, oh yeah, I'm going to enjoy this style, but maybe this morning you're already regretting your decision. Take a breath, draw your big toes to touch, roll over to your right side edge of the foot, stacking that left one on top. We're going to peel this left arm in towards the heart center. Now you're in your own home, you're working with your body, your energy this morning. If this doesn't feel so great and you need to support, bring that right knee down underneath, but thinking about lifting this left hip bone up wherever we are. Good, take a breath. Come on to the left hand, roll over to the left side edge of your foot, and same right hand into your heart center. Activating the glutes, switch your body on, connect to the breath. One more inhale, and exhale, hands down, send your hip bones up and back, down dog. Pedal through the feet, bend into the knees. So using your practice this morning as a chance, or as a way to get out of what we think we know is going to turn up, yeah? I sometimes, or often do it when I go to my classes. I think I know, and then my teacher does something different, and I end up, regretting it, stepping back, or I don't know. So can you keep active? Can you keep present with what shows up on the mat today? Take a big inhale. And a big exhale. Good, rise up high to your tiptoes, bend your knees. Step or lightly jump, both feet behind the wrists, please. Lift and lengthen, halfway flat spine. Exhale to fold. Bend knees, tuck into chest, slow roll all the way up to standing. Inhale to sweep the arms high, gaze up towards your thumbs. And exhale to fold all the way back down over. Oh, Jasper's decided to join us in the room. Lift and lengthen halfway. As you exhale, plant your palms, step back, left foot, right foot. High plank position, please. And hold once again. So really starting to work into and activate the whole of the body in our plank pose. Rounding through your upper back, feel a protraction. And start to rock your shoulders forwards and backwards. Now again, if this is too much for your wrists, drop down your knees. But if you are staying up, can you utilize the strength of your fingertips here? So you want to wake up the whole of the body, start to switch on kind of every single cell, every single little nerve, every point that you can feel. And I think sometimes if we don't challenge ourselves, we don't feel into every single part. Take one more breath. Shift your hips up and back, downward facing dog pose, please. Finding a little bit more steadiness, a bit more stillness straight away in our dog. Feet hip width apart. Send the heels low. Soften the knees, chest and hip bones tilting backwards. Press down between your thumb and index finger. Getting this sense of elevation, but support through the front half of your body. So not allowing the ribs to flare out. Can we draw the rib cage in? Take one more inhale. Exhale to bend your knees, look forward to your hands, step or lightly jump, both feet behind the wrists. Lift and lengthen, flat spine. Exhale to fold. Chair pose, sit low, reach high, Utkatasana. Creating and keeping this long line from the back of the hips up towards the fingertips. Making sure you can see all 10 piggies. If you can't, sit down a little bit lower. Neck nice and in line with the rest of the spine. So we're not kind of hoiking and causing any strain in the throat or the back of the vertebrae. One more inhale. And exhale, release fingertips down to the ground. Lift and lengthen halfway. Start to squeeze your right heel in towards your bum. Take a hold of that right foot with your right hand. It might mean that you need to lift up slightly with the chest. Rise all the way to standing, knees together, left arm reaching high. Coming into our Natarajasana, the dancer's pose. Press your right foot to hand. When you can press back no more, then drawing that left arm, your chest forwards and down. Press, reach, working almost in tandem with each other here. So we wanted to switch on the core to make sure that we can find this focus and stability throughout the whole of the body to hold the balance fairly quickly into our practice this morning. Take one more breath. Let go of the right foot. Gracefully step back, high lunge. And exhale. Frame that left front foot, please. Round, press the floor away. Silently step back into your high plank position. You can drop down the knees or take it through your regular chaturanga. Switching on the bandhas as we go. Finding a back bend of your choice to open up the heart. Oh, bye Jasper. And exhale to take it all back into your downward facing dog. So fairly often, and I am guilty of this as well, the vinyasa practice can end up quick and fast, and we don't get a chance to kind of really appreciate or understand what we're finding in each of our postures. So today we're going to take it a little bit slower, a little bit more controlled, and really, really get into the body, get into the mindset and what we find when we arrive there. Take a breath. Rise up high to your tiptoes. Step your right foot forwards in between your hand, please. Come up to the fingertips. Shift your weight forward. Squeeze that left heel in toward your bum. Left arm reaching back. Grab a hold of the ankle. Again, you might need to lift up or bend this bottom right knee. Gently rise. Squeeze the knees together, reaching the right arm forwards. I need to move this tree. Lift up. Press back. When you can press back no more, when we've got the glutes and the back of the hamstring really working, then we're sweeping that right arm forwards. I'm going to move the tree, press the door at the same time, and finding our Natarajasana, the dancer's pose. I know often teachers will say, lock out this bottom knee, but I'm of the feelings that if you can balance a little bit easier with this bottom knee bent, why not do it? Perhaps over time, then we start to straighten up that bottom leg, but not needing to strain or put pressure on ourselves to aesthetically please a teacher or even ourselves in a posture. Take one more inhale and exhale, fold and release Uttanasana. Notice where the mindset, where the breath set has gone. What is your body saying to you right now? Lift and lengthen halfway flat back. And exhale to fold. Lift and lengthen flat back, releasing any compression through the spine. And exhale to fold. Nice, one more time. Inhale to lift and lengthen. And exhale to fold. Good, squeeze that left heel in towards your bum. Grab a hold of the left foot with the hand. Knees to touch, reach your right arm high. Use the support of the core to get this elevation. Press the left foot back, same, Natarajasana. Float the right arm forwards, roll the hip, the shoulder down. Find your focus, find the intensity of this posture. Not beating yourself up though if you do have a little wobble. Embrace it, enjoy it. Take a breath, release the left foot, glide back, high lunge. And exhale, frame your right foot, press the floor away, step back silently, high plank. As we lower through that chaturanga of choice, exhale to lower. Inhale to sweep forwards. And shift it back down dog. So finding this calm, controlled, almost gentle approach to our practice. Yoga can be too caught up in the physical of the action of needing to do and try and be more. But can you be exactly as you are in your poses today? Take one more breath. Rise high to the tiptoes, look forward to your hands, left foot stepping forwards. Come up to the fingertips, shift the weight, squeeze that right knee, right heel in towards you. Grab a hold of the ankle with the right hand. Rise to stand. Take as much time as you need. There's literally no time limit because we're going to hold it for ages anyway. Press your foot to hand. Keep pressing back as we lean and reach forwards. Focusing all of our awareness into every single part of the body right now. When we're balancing, we have to be focused onto the action that we're undertaking and not finding distraction through any thoughts of doubt or worry or anything external to the body. Take one more inhale and exhale, release, forward fold. Lift and lengthen halfway flat back. And release. 2 more just the same. Move with your breath. And fold. Good, 1 more here. Hands to the ground, knees to your armpits, your crow pose, Bakasana. There's no need to approach it quickly. Don't overthink it though. Glide your way in, squeezing inner arms, inner thighs. Shift the weight forwards. We've got these chaturanga arms. Maybe you stay with the toes connected, or we're lifting up one, lifting up the other, and actively seeing if we can squeeze the heels in towards the bum to find this elevation, our crow pose. Keep lifting your chin and looking forwards. If we're looking down, we're tucking it in, and automatically you're going to say, oh, I'm going to fall forwards. Or there's kind of something that happens in the mindset when we're looking down, because we can see the floor and we go, oh, I'm going to tip my weight. Whereas if you breathe and look forwards, we're finding this length and openness through the chest and chin, allowing us to perhaps maintain the balance a little bit easier. Take a breath. Step back into your high plank, or you can jump straight into your chaturanga. Utilize your fingertips. Oh, that was a big crash. Take it through a little chaturanga of your choice as we inhale to open, and exhale to take it back down, dog. Really nice, you guys. 3 breaths here, please. Finding the lift and openness through the outside edge of the hips. Curl the rib cage in. External rotation through the upper arms, so almost imagining your armpits are drawing in towards each other. Eye of the elbow, rounding forwards. Neck nice and long. Take 1 more inhale. Big exhale. Big toes to touch at the back of the mat, please. Look forward to your hands, step right foot by right thumb. Come up to your fingertips, and then shuffle that left foot a little bit further back. So we're almost like in a runner's lunge here. Without lifting your chest from your thigh, just sweep your arms forwards. Keep reaching the fingertips away. Press the weight forwards and come deeper into that right front knee. Support using the bandhas. I know it's intense. Take 1 more inhale. Rise, lift through the chest, open out, warrior 2. Good, now we're going to keep sinking into this right hip. Reach the arms tall, interlace and grab a hold of opposite arm, opposite elbow. Draw your chest over towards the side and lean forwards, sticking your tailbone backwards and the chest out in front of you. Now the legs, the feet have not changed here. Can you keep lifting your forearms, really activating into the back of the shoulders? Yes, it's intense. Take a breath. Pivot your right toes now to the side of the room. Keep bending deeper into that right front knee and find your way into your Skandasana. Release the arms. Take a breath. Hands down, straighten up that right leg. Our Prasarita Padottanasana, forward folding. Ooh, good. Turn your toes in, lift the kneecaps here. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale to fold, keeping the length through the spine, tilting the hip bone high. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to fold. 1 more time, lengthen. Fold and hold. Now maybe you're going to stay with your hands, your fingertips to the ground. You might reach and take a hold of your Achilles, or if you're feeling a little bit brave this morning and fancy a tripod headstand, or pincher work, or handstand hops, now is this time to have a little play around. So if you are taking your tripod headstand, you're walking your hands back in line with your heels, squeezing your elbows in, so making sure we're switching on the lats and your shoulders are pressing away from your ears. Tuck your chin in, place your head down and make sure you can see your fingertips. Squeezing the inner elbows, rise up high to your tiptoes, and that might be enough, or we start to point the feet out towards the side, like really point your legs out towards the sides and see if you can lift your feet off the ground. If we're taking our forearm balance from this stance, same. Grip the floor with the fingertips, rise up high to tiptoes, and perhaps you have a little press or a little jump into that space. If you're working with your handstand hops, Same as always, or same as before. Grip the fingertips, arms nice and straight. Plug your arms down. Shoulders actually lifting up towards your ears for this one. Rise up high to your tiptoes. And you can keep working on a pressing action, lifting the bum up, or a little bend and a hop into your handstand. You have one more breath, as I've been ranting on for quite a while in this space. Good. Gently start to release whichever variation you find your way in. Walk your hands towards the top of the mat, please. Drop the knee, untuck the toes. If you need a little bit of support on the back knee, feel free to double up your mat or place a cushion under there now. Left hand down, right arm high, easy twist. Bend your knee, grab a hold of that back foot. If you can't grab your foot, keep lengthening your fingertips around towards the back of the room. Notice this right front knee. Are you swinging out towards the side of the foot, or can we keep everything almost pressing forwards here as we twist through the upper spine? If you have a hold of your foot and you need a little bit more, you're going to squeeze your heel in towards your bum, taking that stretch further into your quad and your hip flexor. 3 breaths wherever you are. Nice, release that foot. Place the right hand to the inside edge of the left foot. Right foot, tuck the left toes, lift the knee. Step back silently into your high plank, finding a little chaturanga flow, or lift straight up and back, downward facing dog, yogi's choice. On arrival to down dog, let something go, breathe it out. And reconnect for round 2. Inhale, left leg sweeping high. Curl your knee to nose, step the foot in between the hands, come up to your fingertips. Shuffle the right foot a little bit further away behind you. Keep your chest connecting to your front thigh, just your arms sweeping forwards on that low diagonal. Can you take your weight even further into your front foot? Maybe working on a little bit of mobility for your ankle and your knee. Reach the fingertips, take one more inhale. Rise to stand, open out. Woo, warrior 2. Good, take a breath. Keep your legs exactly as they are. I'm just going to shuffle a little bit further away from the wall. Rise the arms, catch a hold of opposite arm, opposite elbow, and then notice which one you bring on top. It's probably the habitual one. Can we take the cross of the arms the other way? Legs staying exactly the same. Send the tailbone backwards, lengthen the chest forwards into this weird, almost sideways warrior 2, working into your hips. Take a breath, turn the left toes, and sink a little bit deeper into that left hip, our Skandasana. Reach your arms forwards. Take a breath. Hands to the ground, straighten up the legs, come into your Prasarita Padottanasana. And then same again, maybe we stay here, working on stretching out the body. If you want to take an inversion or an arm balance, feel free. Or if we're going into a deeper stretch, keeping your feet connected to the ground, sliding your legs out and coming into your Samokhanasana, your side angle splits, or your box splits. Make sure your pinky feet or your pinky toes are pressing out, so you've got the feet active here. And breathe wherever you are, so upside down, or in a stretch, or in this wide leg stretch. Find the control. We want quality over quantity in the practice today. 2 more breaths. Good, gracefully exit whichever variation you are taking. Walk your hands round to the front of the mat. Pivot to the back toes, drop the knee, untuck. Left arm sweeping high, easy twist. Squeezing that back right foot towards you and opening out. And again, same as before, no pressure into making it look like my practice or anybody else's that you're practicing with in your room right now. Notice where you're feeling this. So maybe it's into this right hip, into the under edge of the hamstring, kind of the gluteus maximus medius, kind of this whole hippie area. Perhaps it's the knee, you need a little support with the cushion, the top of the quad. Or if you're fairly stiff in your shoulders, you might feel a little bit less open in the top half of the body. So wherever you're feeling it is justified because it's your body. No one else can feel that for you. If we're taking it that step further, squeeze the heel in towards your bottom, sending the pelvis and the hip bones forwards. Relax your face and jaw. Take one more breath. Good. Circle that left arm up, out and around. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee. Step back, high plank. And then through your flow of choice, chaturanga. Knees down or knees lifted, or straight back into your down dog for 3 breaths, please, my lovelies. Come back into your support system. Where are the little points that you can send your attention to, rather than finding distraction from fatigue or from wanting to do more, or I don't know, whatever else you've got going on right now. What can you notice happening in your dog right now? One more breath. Big exhale. Good, drop down the knees, untuck the toes, bum towards your heels, please, my lovelies. Let's keep the knees squeezing together here to release the lower spine. Child's pose, Balasana. Drawing your fingertips away from your shoulders, melting your forehead to the ground. And actually, if you want a little bit more stretch or openness into the upper back, bring your hands onto your fingertips, almost making little tents with your hands to soften down and away here. 3 long breaths. And next inhale lifts you up to center. We're going to come onto our knees now for a little while. So yeah, like before, maybe you grab a cushion or you're going to double over your mat. So you have a little padding for your knees. So do what you need to, because knees are precious. We need to keep them safe. Taking your legs a little bit wider than maybe hip width as we prepare for our Ustrasana, our camel pose. So take your hands to your waist, please, fingertips facing in towards your belly button and your thumbs almost lining up along the sides of your spine. Squeeze the shoulder blades, elbows in, glutes are active, hips go forwards, tongue to the roof of the mouth as you open up the heart and take your gaze towards the ceiling or sky, depending on if you're outside or in. Nice, feel the breath lift you up. So we're not collapsing or like taking this bend into your lower spine. Think up, up, up and over with the back of the body. One more breath. Use your abdominal strength that we found in planks to lift you back up to center. Good, bum towards your heels, back of the hands to the thighs. And just settle. Allow that to arrive into your space and notice and acknowledge what is happening. Fairly often when we're opening out into the front half of the body, the heart rate goes a little bit mad, which is just an automatic response of your body to protect the vital organs that are in the front half. So just take a moment to breathe, allow that to land. Good, blink your eyes open, come back up to kneeling, please, my lovelies. So you have that first stage, which is very supportive for your lower back. You still get exactly the same benefits, but you're going to be supporting yourself a little bit more. If you're ready for step 2, tuck your toes under, making sure your pinky feet or pinky toes are under as well. Again, hands to the hips, squeeze the glutes, press them forwards. Actively draw the elbows in, and then when you feel ready, at the same time, take your hands or your fingers back to your heels. You want to almost draw a rotation through the arms to find that space. And at first it might just be fingertips, and then we might be able to slide the hands down the heels, maybe the palms of the hands to the heels. But wherever you're going, keep pressing your belly button, your hip bones forwards as we actively open into the top half of the back bend. Through the thoracic spine, tongue to the roof of the mouth. One more breath. Use your abdominals. It's like a sit-up, lifting back up, untuck the toes, bum to heels. Take that little moment to climatize, to re-ground down here. To just center and to acknowledge this moment. This practice, this space, your body. Good, gently start to blink your eyes open, come back up to kneeling please. I told you you'd be here for a while. So, you have that option 1, keeping the toes pointed, hands to hips, press forwards. You have option 2, tuck your toes and reach back. Or if your third option, it's quite a fair bit deeper, because when we have our hands to our feet, obviously we've got kind of, however long your feet are, we've got that support. When we're coming to the third option, we take that away and we point the toes and we're trying to reach back. So it is a fair chunk of the way further back. So just be mindful, just be open to what you experience. Don't hold back, but at the same time, don't force change. Squeeze the bum, press the hip bones forward, stay with option 1 or 2 if you're with me. Again, we actively open and find the lift first. Use your core strength here, reach the fingertips backwards. Keep pressing the hip bones forwards and see if you can reach the fingertips, the hands down to your heels at the same time. Have a little play. We're going to be here for a little while anyway. Tongue pressing to the roof of the mouth. Now, whichever variation you're taking, you can keep your neck supporting, looking up to the ceiling or sky and building up strength into your neck. If you want to open the top half of the spine, press your tongue to the roof of mouth and take the head all the way back. 2 more wherever you are. Use the core, use your glutes. Lift up to center. Bum to heels. Let that land. And just appreciate this moment to pause and to really acknowledge. Sometimes we have experiences, I felt it before, and this is completely off topic, but I went to a spin class a couple of months ago, and obviously we don't have like that moment to pause before or after. We just all got like shoved out of a room when we were done. And it felt so overwhelming to do that much level of intensity, that big hit of energy in my body, and then it was like, oh, see you later, bye. So when we do something very big and very open in the body, we just need to have that moment to reclimatize, let yourself acknowledge what's just happened. And we feel a lot lighter for it. Good, roll over onto your bottoms please, swing the legs forwards. Let's find a butterfly pose. Drawing the soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Now, I'm going to ask you to bring your feet and your heels a little bit further away, so we're creating this diagonal shape. We're going to first release into your lower back. Tuck chin to chest. Lightly place your hands. You don't need to like grab and force your body down, but almost like a yin posture. Roll out here and just release any compression that you have going into the sacrum, kind of the lower 8 or 9 vertebrae in the back. Release. Don't worry, we're not going to be here forever. With every exhale, let yourself hang a little bit further into this space. Arms are relaxing, fingers aren't tugging. We can do a little bit of activity in a moment, but just let yourself be. Good, next inhale, roll all the way back up to center. Now maybe this one works for you today, depending on what time of the day it is. I know we're practicing live in the morning, so if you're still feeling a little bit sleepy and you want to come back into that variation, all good. If you're ready for more, you're going to squeeze your heels in towards you. Take a hold of your ankles. Now we want to keep the shoulders relaxed, but actively press the inside edge of your thighs down with your elbows. With this variation, we're not rounding through the spine. I want you to find a tilt of your pelvis. So it's called an anterior tilt. Imagine you've got a cup of water in your pelvis and you're trying to spill the water almost down over to your mat. If you feel a little bit rounded still in this posture, take a little cushion or a brick underneath your bottom. But we're actively trying to open out the hips, drawing the chest forwards and increasing the range of motion. Depending on where you are in your yoga journey, you might feel a little bit up here. Wherever you are, length through the spine, shoulders melt away from the ears. And if you don't vibe with this variation and you fancy taking that other one, that kind of more passive motion, you do you, hun. Good, 3 more breaths wherever we find ourselves, please. Staying connected, not looking at your toenails or picking your foot skin, because that happens. I've seen it happen all the time in class. Stay with your breath, stay with your intention. Good, gently release, curl and round away. Hands to the outside edge of the thighs, peel them in, and then give yourself a seated cuddle. So maybe the feet drifting about hip width apart. Wrap your arms around, tuck your chin under, and just have this little moment to squeeze, to allow the hips to neutralize once again. Nice, you guys, roll up to seated. Navasana, boat pose, please. Let's come back into the core. We've done a few back bendy things today, so now we want to make sure the front of the body is switching on again. Squeeze the knees together, shins parallel to the ceiling, reach your arms long. Take a breath. Lower down into your extended boat pose, your Paripurnanavasana, but keeping your legs a little bit bent, so not completely straight just yet. Good, send the right leg low. Tap your heel to the ground and lift it back up to center. Good, left leg low, tap it down, lift back up. Shoulders are still curling off the spine, off the floor, sorry, so we're not relaxing down. We've definitely got activity through the mid-body. Right leg down, tap the heel, lift it back up. Left leg down, tap it low, lift it high. For another, let's do 4 more rounds on each side. Tap, lift, slow it down. Ooh, 4 might be a little bit much. Tap and lift. Good, right leg down and lift. Left leg down. Oh, actually, I think it'd be okay. Right leg down. Can't talk though. Left leg down. This is the last rep. Lift up a little bit higher. Right leg down. Left leg down. Good, and release. Grab a hold of the back of the thighs and give yourself a little shimmy from side to side. So when we work with deep back bending things, we want to make sure that we've got kind of the lower body, the back supported once again by, just having a little bit of strength into the front of the body. Take a breath. Let's release that left leg down to the ground, please. Keep your right knee in close. Interlace fingers behind the thigh. Squeeze your right knee in towards your chest. Close down your eyes. Release your arms. Keep your right knee in towards your chest. Left hand to the outside edge of your thigh. Peel it across your body and reach your right arm out towards the right side, or take a cactus shape with the elbow. We're not looking to force or to pull your right knee down and across. Relax the foot down, but actively press your right shoulder back. So your left hand is more of there, just kind of as a little guide. You can even give yourself a little pat on the thigh. Jaw releasing, mouth soft, eyebrows soft. With every exhale, finding a little bit more space in the twist. Whether that's into the release of your hips or your back or your shoulders. Nice, next breath, back to center. Right leg extending away, peel your left knee in, please. Interlace the fingers, non-dominant grip behind the left thigh. Relax the arms and chest, just opening out into the back of the leg, the hip, lower back. Right hand across that left thigh, left arm out wide, or that cactus shape again, as we take the twist. See if you can release your foot. It does not matter if your knee is hovering. We're not forcing space. We're releasing with control and finding and maintaining the integrity of the breath. Next inhale, roll over to your back. If there's any other final little movements or things you wish to do, quite quick, nothing too dramatic, maybe a happy baby or a fish pose. I'm just going to windscreen wipe at my knees. Feel free to take these things. And then effortlessly find your way into Shavasana. Legs long, soles of the feet together, backs of the hands down or hands to your belly. Closing down your eyes, please. And any desire to continue doing something, like focusing on breath or focusing on one thought or another, just let yourself settle. Really allow yourself this time to do nothing. It's not often that we get to do this other than our yoga practice. So fall into it. I'll let you know when we're coming out of this space. Guide your attention back to your space, back to your body, starting with the kind of surface levels, the temperature of the room around you, the texture of your clothes, moving that a little bit deeper into the breath, feeling that energy, the prana spreading around, listening to your heartbeat. And then noticing if already your thoughts have gone straight back to needing to do something really quickly. Can you just feel? Initiating small movements around a big stretch or a hug of the knees, or I don't know, whatever feels good today. It's going to feel different every single day, so not needing to stick with what you think you should do here. With as little effort as possible, coming to find a comfortable seat. Eyes are still closed. Body is pretty relaxed apart from the tension you feel lifting and supporting the spine. Left hand to the heart center, right hand on top. Knowing that you always have the opportunity to find control, to take that little pause or that little moment before you do anything. That in fact, it's the only thing that we do have control over is our mindset, our breath set, our body set, is over ourselves and the actions that we put out. Draw the palms to touch, lift your thumbs just between your brows. Bowing forward to honour your practice, honour the practice, and honour your dedication. Jai. Thank you so much, lovely yogis. Today is Thursday. If it's not Thursday, happy day. My name is Eithne. If you have any questions, obviously pop them in the box, or if you have any later questions, you can always find me on Instagram or Facebook, all the different places that we have. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I am here for a couple of minutes. If you want to ask any questions, let me just move this up. Then I don't have to squat down low. Thanks, Chloe. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's nice practicing without music, actually. I don't do it often enough. Nice to just kind of be able to listen to yourself breathe. Ah, thank you, Amelia. Really kind. Oh, where did you get the love heart from? I need to learn how. Maybe, is it just this one? Ooh. Oh yeah, I worked it out. Thank you, Denise. Do you know what? I could hear my belly rumbling, and obviously when you listen to music, you don't often hear that. And literally, all I could focus on was like, so I'm definitely gonna, treat myself to some breakfast. Although I've been binging off of crumpets, but we've ran out. I need to go to the shop, so I think I'm gonna have porridge this morning. Sustaining porridge. Yeah. Right, I don't think there's any other questions, so thanks so much, everyone. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, whatever day it is. My name's F. Yeah, see you soon, hopefully. Thanks so much, everyone.